Hey guys, in today's video we are going to look at 3 tips and 1 takeaway that I have learned after 5 years creating content on YouTube, and this was my first YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel has been around for about 5 years now. I started in 2018, and I'm not a fan of YouTube videos about creating content on YouTube or just YouTube in general. However, today I decided why not, because it's almost exactly 5 years since I started creating content on YouTube. So because I have very big plans for my time here on YouTube and just creating content in general, I have been especially very grateful for YouTube, and thanks to the success I have seen right here on YouTube, I have been able to create like good income here on YouTube and even expand to other platforms such as TikTok, mostly based on my experience creating videos on YouTube, where I started out my video creation career. So I mostly talk about my life experiences on this channel, about making money online, about passive income, about side hustles. So with this as the backdrop to this video, here are pieces of advice I consider most important after creating videos pretty much day in and day out on YouTube over the last 5 years. I currently have 6 YouTube channels that are active, and I'm actively creating content on them. So guys, you better listen to the end of this video. So the first advice I have for you, especially if you are looking to get into content creation on YouTube or any other platform for that matter, is find a topic, focus on it, and make it personal. So you will find a lot of general kind of information right here on YouTube and even other platforms, but I think it's an exception to the rule for you to actually make it just creating general kind of content. So the days are gone of where you just create random generic content and go viral on YouTube, and it's tough enough to get people to even care about one thing that you are creating videos about. You can imagine if you're creating videos about everything, it's not gonna be easy. So you don't have to be an expert in that particular topic, but you have to at the very least leave it to some degree. So for example, you don't have to be an expert in making money online, but whatever it is you are currently doing in terms of making money online, you can talk about your journey. So long story short, I have had an interest in passive income. I have had an interest in taking advantage of the power of the internet to make money. I have always been like the side hustle queen. So when it ended up that creating content on YouTube was my thing, I automatically started creating content around that. I also love to travel, like I would travel to save my life. So I automatically also create content around travel on both my YouTube channel as well as on TikTok and as well as on my evantali.com website. So I have managed to carve out a nice career creating content around these topics, and I continue to do this. So one thing, when I started this channel, I used to talk about traveling mostly. I would share my travel blogs, and then the pandemic happened, and of course I had to do something differently, and that's how I spinned content from this channel that was travel related, and I put it on Travel with Evantali so that I could focus on how we could make money online, how to work remotely, because at the time nobody was actually traveling the world. Everybody was locked up in their houses, and there was still some money you could make online. So I channeled all my energies on that, and that's why we have this channel, Evantali, geared towards finance, and then we have Travel with Evantali geared towards immigration, working abroad, studying abroad, and all the travel related content. So to determine what to write about next, I just looked at my work and my life experiences, as well as where I was in both areas at the time. So of course, when COVID happened, people were at home, so I was talking mostly about remote work. And at the time, Canada was still accepting immigrants for permanent residents. So of course I created content around that on my other channel, Travel with Ibam Tali. Right now I am looking to build my off-grid retirement home by the shores of Lake Victoria, and that's why we have Starehe Manor, where I am documenting the build, everything around that. I am talking about the costs and everything. So that's basically how I create my YouTube channel. So I concluded that writing about the things I knew about as they relate to my life, and that is on the ivamtali.com website, as well as creating videos about things that relate to my life, what is currently going on in my life, what stage in my life I'm currently at. It made the most sense, and that's exactly what I do. I write on ivamtali.com, but I also create videos here about my life and as it relates to my core subject matters, which is making money online, side hustling, passive income, as well as travel on the other YouTube channel, as well as right now we are talking about Starehe Manor, where we are building the house and everything else around it at the shores of Lake Victoria. So the other thing that I've also decided to do, and I've always done for the longest time, is speaking to the video like as though I'm speaking to my friend or I'm speaking to somebody, like I'm just chatting with my audience. So you will find that I don't edit my videos anymore, because I just figured it's just easier to speak. Like in real life, we don't make perfect sentences. Sometimes we make grammatical errors, and like you can't take back. So I've decided to take that approach where I just create content, make it raw. I don't edit it because I don't do cinematic content. So I just mostly sit down videos, and once in a while, like when you're doing content for Starehe Manor, there'll be mistakes here and there, and I don't bother to edit that out because it's the approach I've decided to take. So I tell you my story along the way. For example, remember when my mom died, of course, I shared with you guys those dark moments. I would cry on camera and all that. So I don't like filter out anything. I just put my life out there and how it relates to the finance side of things for this particular channel, how it relates to the travel side of things and immigration for the Travel with Ibam Tali YouTube channel, how it relates to construction on the Starehe Manor side. So that's basically the approach that I am doing. So I tell you my story along the way, like when I'm building Starehe Manor, when I'm traveling up and down, when I'm talking about immigration, when I'm talking about working abroad, when I'm talking about cruise ships and all that. I bring people to talk to you guys right here on the channels, and what I have done right, the mistakes I have made, where I'm headed to, what I want to be. And the whole premise is that I hope it resonates with you and it hits a code somewhere, and you can become family and subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so that every time there's a new video you do not miss out. So the whole point is that after sharing with you my life experiences around these topics, you will want to follow me and follow my work and have a conversation with me. Yeah, that's the whole premise. So for some reason, this is very important on whatever kind of platform you're on, whether it's TikTok, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter. It doesn't matter. I am big on TikTok. I currently have, I think, 40,000 followers. On Travel with Ibam Tali, I think we are now 66,000. On this one, we are slightly over 7,500. So I have had quite some experience on the channel, and the response tends to be very insightful and engaging when I take that approach where I just share my life with you guys around those topics. And that has been my experience. So, and I think it is in part because I speak to you guys like a real person, a real human being. I do lives once in a while, and I talk about real things that have happened to me or to other people, things that are happening, and things that I hope to happen in my life at some point. So number 2 lesson learned after 5 years on YouTube is to focus on 1 or 2 platforms, be loyal, be active on them so that you benefit from the compounding effect. So like in my case, you will find Ibam Tali on all the social media channels, but I am mostly active on YouTube as well as on Twitter. But you also find me on Instagram. I actually have more than 10,000 followers on Instagram. but most of my focus has been on YouTube because YouTube pays me. Like, I don't have to work extra. Once people watch advertisements here on my YouTube channel, then pretty much YouTube pays me. And this is very easy. So by regularly showing up on YouTube, I have been able to establish consistency, get in front of the same audience as well as new audiences repeatedly. So I could not have achieved this if I was just on evamtali.com, for example, but just by virtue that I've come right here on YouTube, by virtue that I'm on Instagram, by virtue that I'm on TikTok, and I'm actively posting on these platforms, it puts me on the forefront of people's mind. Every time they think immigration, they're gonna think evamtali. Anytime they think making money online, they're gonna think evamtali. So these platforms, especially like YouTube, has helped me to facilitate the compounding effect, and mostly in my video creation, as well as I get the overflow into evamtali.com. So it has helped me to establish the large audience that I have, and it also helps me to establish the baseline for every content that I create, because I know that I have like 7,000 people here who follow me on this channel. So that's the baseline I'm working with. Even if all of them don't watch the videos, at least I know it's gonna be presented to all 7,000 of them, and then maybe they might watch, maybe they might not watch. Unfortunately, I haven't been so consistent here, but we are taking care of that in the coming months. So, and as that base has kept growing, my subscriber base has kept growing on the different YouTube channels, I add exponentially more followers and engaged audience over time every time I create new content. So this gives me nice visibility into how much I am likely to earn based on how much content I create. It also has taught me that I don't have to create videos every single day on YouTube to do well on YouTube. Yeah. Lesson number 3. So this one is mostly around the kind of content I create. So I would call it probably like the breadcrumb approach, whereby you do a lot of different things to hold people's attention. So you'll find I go on lives, I do long form content like this one. I also do YouTube shorts just to make sure that I'm getting different audiences and also maintaining the ones that I have. So ideally, people might come here to watch the short form content, and then they're like, oops, let me check what else does Eva have, or I might have those who are already sold onto my content, and they're just gonna, oh, Eva has a new video, I'm gonna watch. So I have found that trying different things works. Don't just do long form content or only short form content. Try different things. Try going on different platforms. And so, for example, I am on TikTok mostly to bring back people from TikTok and bring them back here to my channel. So I will do teaser videos on TikTok, and then I've linked my YouTube channel on my TikTok bio page. And hopefully when people like the kind of videos I create on TikTok, they want to find out more about me, and they click on my bio page and they come back to YouTube and find this long form content. So the most difficult obstacle I have faced over the 5 years on YouTube creating content is convincing people that, you know, there's really something good that is happening here, and you just come and need to watch these videos to the end. So I've had cases whereby I talk about something in my video and people come and ask about the same thing in the comment section. So people's attention spans have declined tremendously over the years, and that's why TikTok is appealing to most people. But for those who really want to find the information, they're still gonna come. So you can't just rely on being on one platform. You need to spread your wings to other platforms where people could be. So I have also learned that most of the people, if you are creating content that solves base level pains for people, I call them the Panadol level pain. This is, so there's like, I group pain into two. So we have Panadol level pain, and then we have vitamin level pain. So Panadol level pain is, let's say you have a headache. When you have a headache, it's throbbing, you need to find a cure for it, otherwise you won't rest. Vitamin level pain is preventive. So mostly, for example, where you tell somebody, can you take fruit so that you don't suffer from scurvy? Or can you sleep under a mosquito net so that you don't get malaria? So generally, human beings would rather wait until they have the problem so they buy the Panadol rather than take vitamins so that they don't get sick, for example. So if you focus your content on the Panadol level pain points, you're most definitely gonna get an audience very quickly. And that's what I learned, especially with TikTok. Getting 40,000 followers in less than 2 months is mostly around because I create content that answers questions that people are looking for. My content is SEO friendly, and I've learned about the same thing on YouTube as well. As long as you are creating content around things that people are actually looking for, they are gonna find you even if they don't know anything about you. The algorithms will bring them to you. Now let's talk about the takeaway. So it takes time, guys. Remember, I have been on YouTube for 5 years, and of course this has helped me not just on YouTube only, and that's why it's a lot easier for me to create new YouTube channels because I pretty much understand the game. So when I find I want to create content around a subject that doesn't fit into my already existing YouTube channels, instead of mixing up my audience, I just go and open a new channel and create content around that topic or around that niche. So guys, it takes time. You're gonna need to be patient, and it's not YouTube or anybody else's fault if you don't do well. Yeah, people love to complain about YouTube. Oh, it's saturated, blah blah blah. So in this type of content development, you succeed or fail on the basis of your own talent, your productivity, your personality, and your ability to adapt to the coming changes. Like I've told you, attention spans are dropping like crazy. So you must be able to adapt your content. At the same time, you succeed or fail on the basis of how well you can keep your head down and ignore the noise. Guys, it is crazy. Like, especially if you decide to go to TikTok, oh my goodness. At least here on YouTube, the trolling is not so bad. At least for me, I haven't experienced that much trolling or bullying, but it is insane on TikTok, guys. It is insane. So if you cannot keep your head down and just ignore the noise, you're not gonna head anywhere. That is also includes not complaining too much about YouTube and other things that are out of your control. Don't get hung up on the numbers. Like for example, oh, I must get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. You can't control that, but you can control, for example, I must create a new video every day or 3 new videos every week. That is something within your control. So creating content on YouTube or just video content absolutely isn't for everybody. So luckily, it's one of the few things I'm good at, I enjoy to do, and can make enough money to live comfortably and feel like I can, achieve my near and long-term lifestyle goals. So had I not dedicated most of my working time to YouTube nearly 5 years ago, I'm not sure I'd have my other sources of content creation income or a career I consider viable as I head into, relative old age. Guys, I am 44 now, so I'm literally aging so fast. So yeah, those are the 3 main advices I have for you and the key takeaway. And if you found this video helpful, you know what you need to do. Just give it a like, leave a sweet comment below, and share the video within your networks. I will definitely see you on the next one. Bye guys.